Get ready to unlock the secrets of financial freedom on Infinite Banking for real estate investors. This show is for visionary entrepreneurs who value family, faith, and financial freedom. It's time to seize control of your finances and craft the future you've always envisioned. And now, here is your host, Mark Clark.
Welcome all to our podcast, Infinite Banking for Real Estate Investors. I am Mark Andrew Clark, an authorized infinite banking practitioner with the Nelson Nash Institute. If you're like me, you have a passion for real estate, and you probably also value family, faith, freedom, and fitness. Now, you may be a seasoned investor or looking to get into real estate for the very first time. Either way, we're going to show you what infinite banking is and how it can create velocity with your money and your real estate portfolio. Today's episode is titled Whipping Parkinson's Law. And before we dive into Parkinson's Law and Sutton's Law, let's remember that becoming your own banker is a process and not a product, and that infinite banking is the perfect vehicle to build and protect generational wealth via real estate investing because of the following benefits. 1, guaranteed tax-free growth. 2, liquid. 3rd, flexible. 4th, you control it. 5th, protection from creditors. And most importantly, as it relates to what we're talking about, you can make money with the same dollars in 2 places at once. All right, now let's dive right into Sutton's Law, or basically, that is wherever wealth is accumulated, someone will try to steal it. Now, Willie Sutton was a notorious bank robber who was born around 1900. And when he was asked why he kept robbing banks, he replied, "Why, that's where they keep the money." So let me ask you this. Who is the biggest thief in the United States? If you answered the Internal Revenue Service, then congratulations, you moved to the head of the class because you are absolutely correct. Now, if you haven't already read, I encourage you to read The Law by Frederick Bastiat. Bastiat explains this much more effectively and convincingly than I ever could. This legal plunder should, can, and must be countered effectively by pairing infinite banking and real estate investing. So that's Sutton's Law. But before we can truly become our own bank, we must first be able to demolish Parkinson's Law. Now, Parkinson's Law has many ramifications, such as first, work expands to meet the time envelope allowed. Give a person a job to do and give a time limit of 3 days, and you can rest assured that it won't get done until late on the 3rd day. Now, assign the same job and set a time frame of 30 days for completion, and you should not be surprised when it is finished late on the 30th day. The second component of Parkinson's Law is that a luxury, once enjoyed, becomes a necessity. Now, when I was a kid, we didn't have air conditioning in our house. Guess what? We were fine. We adjusted accordingly. Now, I can barely sleep unless the air conditioning is cranking in the summertime. And the final and most critical part of Parkinson's Law for our discussion is expenses rise to meet income. Is this true? Well, it is absolutely true of our federal government. Their appetite for spending has no bounds. We've added more than $9 trillion in debt over the last 3 years, while it took us well over 150 years to add the first $8 trillion in debt. Individually, credit card debt is at an unsustainable record high. Income is limited for everybody. Now, we can increase our income, certainly, but there's a certain limit. But our wants far exceed our ability to fund them. When a pay raise comes along, it is very quickly absorbed by a new definition of necessities. Sometimes expenses don't just rise to meet income, they rise to exceed income. A pay raise becomes a curse for many in America. Now, it does not have to be that way, but it is for most of us. Parkinson's law must be overcome on a daily basis, sometimes even hourly, if any progress financially is to be made. Now, if you can't do it, then quite honestly, just give up. Dig a hole, crawl in, and get someone to cover you up. You are hopeless at that point, and I cannot help you, and you won't ever become your own banker. I mean, that's the bottom line. But there is another side of this coin. Isn't it obvious that if you can whip Parkinson's law, you will win by default in comparison with the 95% who can't? We're not saying you shouldn't treat yourself once in a while. You absolutely should. However, a luxury once enjoyed does not need to become a necessity, and expenses do not need to rise to meet or even exceed income. You can absolutely do it. You can do it. But you need a vision of your future and a roadmap to keep you on course. So that's what we're here to help you with. Keep you on course, provide a vision for the future, and to help you whip Parkinson's law. I have faith in you. You can absolutely do it. Now, the next time on our podcast, we're going to talk about real-world examples of pairing infinite banking with real estate. We encourage you to visit our website right now at www.generationbankpa.com to get your free copy of Becoming Your Own Banker by Nelson Nash. That is the first step in implementing your own self-reliant banking system, allowing you to fund real estate deals you want, when you want, and how you want. Again, the website is generationbankpa, as in Papa Alpha.com. Until next time, whip Parkinson's law. You can do it. And we hope you hold dear family, faith, freedom, and fitness.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.